Smile on my face, catch my set, the mood, the rest is true, accepting you for the things in life you do, pick and choose in the game to win, I lose. Only travel in the one way, that's up. People always say to me, give up. I never had enough in the belief where I can feel all the people feeling me. What I gotta say, what I gotta pray, believing in living this life every single way. Got a bunch of game, but it's not a sweepstakes. Got a bunch of love versus money in the bank. Anything is possible when obstacle jump the highest obstacle, unexpected audible or foxtrot, hopscotch. Place your feet in the right spot, thoughts under keen like the belief in me. Just continue to buy. I believe in me. I believe in you. I believe in you. Living yourself,
Good morning, Open Heart. and welcome to our live stream celebration for this first Sunday in the month of September. As always, I appreciate you joining. I appreciate your support, your prayers, the positive energy that you send us, all of the things that you do to help this live stream continue to help Open Heart to get the message out to the world. We are in a new month, and our theme this month is Immanent Power. And yes, you have immanent power.
The daily affirmation, immanent power. The power within me blesses all humankind and is forever healing all with whom I come in contact. The power within me is God, and it blesses and heals all who come near it. Silently, the work goes on, and silently, all are being helped by this inner power which is operating through me. I will give thanks that my power within is silently blessing and helping everyone to whom my thought reaches. The life within me blesses all humankind.
Good morning, family. Our affirmative reading this morning comes from 40-Day Mind Fast and Soul Feast by Michael Bernard Beckwith. And I am reading Have Faith in Faith. It begins with this quote from George Washington Carver. Believe the promises of God are real. They are as real as solid, yes, infinitely more solid than this table, which the materialist so thoroughly believes in. If you would only believe, O ye of little faith. End of quote. When you have faith the size of a mustard seed and abandon yourself and all the details of your life to it, your greater yet to be bursts forth. You will meet it everywhere. It will press itself against you and multiply around you. You will hear the Spirit whispering inwardly to you about why you are here and what you have come to do, revealing the agreements in your divine contract. You don't have to wait for external circumstances to shift before such a transforming experience overtakes your life. In fact, it is your inner transformation that causes circumstances to shift. So on the ground where you now stand, breathe in the sublime, rarefied atmosphere of the Spirit of life. Feel its vibration, embracing the totality of your being. Know that you live in a supportive universe. There will be a tearing down of the strongholds of any negativity you are holding in consciousness. The glory of the living God will move through you in ways you can't even now imagine. Be vigilant in your faith. It is your shield and your fortress. Those who practice faith walk freely everywhere they go in this world. The mental barbs of negativity do not penetrate the interior armor of conviction that God is the source and substance of their supply, their sustainer, provider, and comforter. Today, for the remaining of your waking hours, participate in this spiritual experiment. Every hour on the hour, take a deep breath and give thanks for your precious human incarnation. Then move back into your daily rounds of activity with an awareness of the eternal beating in your heart. As you do this, you will notice that this form of spiritual practice causes you to remember who and what you really are. With repeated practice, your faith in your true identity creates space for you to move from living in the past or future to being present to the now moment. You will be available, awake, aware, and alive in the eternal now. And it ends with this affirmation. I have faith in faith. My faith is active, unconditional, and everything in my experience confirms and conforms to this truth. Blessings.
These are our announcements for this first Sunday in the month of September, September the 6th, 2020. And we want to, first of all, wish everyone a happy Labor Day. We know this is Labor Day weekend, and this is the time where we recognize the contributions of our laborers and workers and all the people who over the years have done things to help us to stay safe, to stay clean, to stay supplied, to do all of that. More than ever, we realize the contribution of people that we call essential workers, the sacrifices and the hard work that they put in over these months, that all that we've been through. Again, have a safe, productive Labor Day weekend, and remember those people who have put their lives on the line, who make the sacrifices every day for each and every one of us. It's time to recognize our September babies. We are so thankful and grateful for you, to celebrate with you another year around the sun. To Britannia, Mary, Joy, Erlene, Kinley, Eric, Lazora, and Cedric, we wish you a happy, happy birthday. And we continue to uplift in prayer the Lee family, the Gilmore family, the Joyner family, Mary Kirkland, Gail Hunter, Renee Crone, Daryl Lowe, Kathy Kirk, and many others. If you have a prayer request, please send it in. But I continue to pray for each and every one of you each day, and the members of our prayer team pray for you as well. Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. is the time for our midday love grid meditation. Britannia Allen leads us in a time to pause, to refresh, to reflect. Join us through our website, and you can enter the meditation room there. We take the time on Thursdays to connect with our Open Heart family through our virtual gathering called Open Heart Thursday Connections at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can reach it through our website. If you'd like to contribute an affirmative reading, just take a video of yourself using your phone or through your computer or another type of camera and send the video to jgilmore@openheartspiritual.org. Start your day with prayer. Our daily affirmative prayer call every day at 8 a.m. Central Time, 901-586-8755. Our prayer team prays with you.
Okay, I used to sing this song to my daughter Raven when she was really little, and it would just make her nice and comfortable and ease her off to sleep. The song is about your dreams and wishes, dreamland. I'm singing it now from a new thought perspective, letting your dreams and cares rest with someone else, someplace else, and they'll be taken care of as you sleep. So I'm presenting to you Dreamland. Now I lay me down to sleep, my dreams and wishes way down deep. Angels fly from everywhere, fulfilling my dreams and easing my cares. There's a place way on high, starry bright there through the night there. Close your eyes, let your wishes fly. You'll be in dreamland by and by. child still there, hoping for dreamland and knowing that it's somewhere. Though it may seem so far away, if you believe that dreams come true, you'll be in dreamland. It's waiting for you. May all your dreams and wishes come true. Namaste.
I have imminent power. I have imminent power. Say it with me. If there's somebody in the room with you and you're embarrassed to say it out loud, say it to yourself. I have imminent power. I have imminent power. I have imminent power. Yes, we do. We have imminent power. I'm going to tell you something. I almost slipped, y'all. Yes, I almost slipped. Weeks and months of change, upheaval, chaos, racial tension, ongoing division, all of the political rhetoric, economic uncertainty, death, chaos, all of the things that are happening around us. After all of those things, I almost slipped. I almost fell down that slippery slope of doom and gloom and almost gave up and declared this year 2020 as one big dumpster fire. And you know what? It's easy to do. Given the times we're living in, it's easy to do. And you might have found yourself doing the same thing, found yourself in the same place. You might have found yourself overwhelmed, overmasked, over distance, over zoomed, overpowered, just over. How do I know? Though, that there's something besides this. That there's something beyond what is happening. I'm not minimizing what's happening around us. I'm not minimizing the precautions we have to take. I'm not minimizing the things that we're going through. I'm not minimizing any of that. But there's something more. How do I know? Because the other day when I found myself at that point about to slip down that slippery slope, something inside of me reminded me that there's something more. And I asked the question, what? And the answer came back. It said, you have power. You have imminent power. And then I was reading through a book called Daily Affirmations for Self-Help and Healing, which features affirmations by Ernest Holmes, and I ran across this quote from his book, This Thing Called You, which said, having recognized the divine presence as your guiding star of hope, assurance, and certainty, be equally certain that you recognize the universal law of mind as your servant. And it hit me. I have the power. I have the tools. I have the knowledge. I have the wisdom. I have the intuition. I have what it takes to survive, not just to survive, but to thrive in these times. And it's all right here. It's here. I have the power, and it's here. And it's imminent. It's imminent. Imminent means that something is indwelling, that something is inherent. I don't have to go anywhere to get it. I don't have to pay somebody to get it. I don't have to read anything to get it. I don't have to be worthy enough to get it. I don't have to do anything else to get it. Those things may be guides that point me to the way, but it's something that I already have. I remember the words of scripture that remind me to stir up the gift of God that is within me. I already have it, and it's imminent. And I realize that the key to our teaching, Not saying that our teaching is better than anybody else, but our teaching is not about talking about how bad and how horrible things are and how one day when we get to heaven, by and by, things are going to be all right. But it's about now, this now reality, living in the now, recognizing in this place and in this time that I have power. I have immanent power, and so do you. It's understanding what immanent power is all about. It's understanding what we all have. Immanent power means that I realize that, as the teachers Abraham remind us, that I can't get sick enough to help somebody that's sick. I can't get poor enough to help somebody that's poor. That I have to recognize that while I may have been there, I'm not there now, and that I know that there is a better way. I know that there is a way to move up and to move out and to be moved beyond those things. I remember hearing a preacher tell one time when he was growing up how math was always a challenge for him. He would sit down and he would study his math problems and he would try working his way through them, and he would get so frustrated, and sometimes he might even find himself sweating. And I remember him saying, but then there was something that came to him, something that assured him. He said while he tried to do his work, that every now and then he'd take a peek in the back of the book because the answers were in the back of the book. And he said while he didn't use that to cheat, he would look in the back of the book every now and then to remind himself that there is an answer, that there is a solution. And the answer and the solution is immanent power. I have immanent power. You have immanent power. Immanent power is realizing and recognizing the difference between reacting and responding to our circumstances. When I was young, I remember one morning I woke up and I had difficulty swallowing because I had sandpaper throat. My throat felt like it was raw. I had a fever. I was really sick. And my mother took me to the doctor. And when I got to the doctor and described the symptoms to him, he said to me, I'm going to take a throat culture. And he turned around and he walked over to me and he had this big long swab in his hand. And he told me to open his mouth. I looked at that swab and I thought to myself, there's no way he's sticking that thing in my mouth. So when he tried to, I grabbed his hand and I turned my head, and he tried more and I struggled, and he tried some more and I pushed away, and finally he looked at my mother, and my mother walked over to me and she whispered in my ear, stop struggling, he's trying to help you. Finally I opened my mouth, and in just a few seconds he was able to touch the back of my throat and do a throat culture, and it turned out that I had strep throat. Prescribed me with some penicillin to help clear things up. And I thought I would get better, but I got worse. And went back to the doctor. I had broken out in bumps and I had a fever again and all of those things. I was happening worse. And he said that you're reacting to the medication. And he changed the medication. And I got better, and I realized at that moment I was now responding to the medication. With immanent power, we don't react, we respond. With immanent power, we recognize and realize that we have a way of changing things, that we have the power within us to be able to change things, to understand that. It means that we seek the answers within, we stop struggling, that we can respond to situations and circumstances. I look at people around who are doing that. I look at my friend Vicky Clark, who watches this live stream sometimes, who started a group on Facebook called Let's Talk About It and Do Something About It, to have the difficult conversations about race every Thursday. She has over 6,000 members now and is doing the work. I look at people around me who are doing the things that need to be done to make this time a special time, not in terms of it being an exception, so much so that we're overwhelmed, but a special time in rising up and using that which is within, that is, yes, immanent power to make a difference. You and I have immanent power, and this is our time. This is our place. This is the opportunity for us to share and to show the teachings that we say that we are part of, the teachings that are part of us, to walk, to talk, to do the things that we know how to do, to make it in this world, to thrive in the midst of all that is happening here. That I have imminent power and you have imminent power to rise above what is happening, that through the tools that we know, the tools that we have, like affirmative prayer, like meditation, like affirmation, like controlling and being the guardian at the gate of our minds, that by recognizing that there's only one presence and only one power and only one mind in the universe, and that mind is God and that mind is my mind, by recognizing that we can do what it is that we need to do. One day there was a strong wind that blew on an eagle's nest, and it blew one of the eggs out of the nest, and it rolled down into a busy barnyard. And in the midst of that barnyard, that there was a hen who found the egg, and she thought it looked funny for a chicken egg, but she felt like she needed to do something with that chicken egg. So she took it with her and she put it among her other eggs, and she sat on it until it and the other eggs hatched. And she looked at all of her chicks that came out, and then she looked at the one that came from that funny looking egg. It looked funny. It moved funny. It was different from the other chicks and all of those things, but she raised it just like she did the other chicks. The other chickens in the chicken yard looked at that funny looking one, and they made fun of his appearance. They talked about his beak and its ungainly looking wings and the legs that it had and all of those things. And the chicken, and that one felt bad about the way that it looked, and it kept thinking that there's something different about me, and I know it is, but it just continued to live its life as a chicken. And every now and then it would admire the roosters that would fly up to the fence of the barnyard, and they would crow. And it thought, well, one day maybe I can get up there, but the other people kept saying, you're only a chicken and chickens can't fly like that. And it kept thinking itself as a chicken, and it thought like a chicken, and it walked like a chicken, and it dreamed like a chicken. And one day it was in the barnyard when this huge shadow started over the barnyard, and it looked up and saw this majestic looking bird that was flying over, and it yelled up to it and said, hey, what are you? And the bird looked down and said, I'm an eagle. And it looked at it and said, and so are you. Said, I'm not an eagle, I'm a chicken. Said, no, you are an eagle. Look at your beak. Your beak looks like mine. Look at your wings. Your wings look like mine. You're an eagle. And all you've got to do is just flap your wings. And at hearing that, it began to flap its wings. And as it flapped its wings, it started to lift off from the ground. And it went, you know what, beyond the fence where it had aspired to be. But it went beyond that and began soaring, understanding and recognizing that it was an eagle and not a chicken. And in the midst of all that is taking place, you have the opportunity, the option to flap your wings, to take on your true nature, to recognize and realize who it is that you are, and begin soaring, begin flying in all that you do. And you do that by recognizing that you have imminent power. I have imminent power. I'm taking the power stance this morning. Kinesiologists tell us that when you stand with your hands on your hips, that's called the power stance. Something inside of you activates that helps you to understand how powerful you are. When you see superheroes depicted in comic books and in movies and on television, and they take this stance because they recognize it's a stance of power. So this morning, I'm declaring I have infinite power. I invite you to say the same thing. I have infinite power. Where you are, if you feel like it, stand up where you are, put your hands on your hips and say, I have infinite power. If you can't stand where you are, be like the little boy that his mother, he was standing up and his mother kept telling him to sit down. And finally, when she said it the third time, he sat down, and he told her, I might be sitting down on the outside, but I want you to know I'm standing on the inside. I have infinite power. I have infinite power. You have infinite power. We have infinite power. Infinite prosperity is mine to share. Thank you so much for your support of us through your conscious giving. We know that times can be uncertain, but you continue to support Open Heart, and it is truly appreciated. You can do so via our app. You can do so online or text the word GIVE to 615-422-4292. Thanks again.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know that the grace of God was sufficient. And I didn't know that the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. God's work is mighty and marvelous. God increases our lives every day, and my soul magnifies the Lord. Yes, God's love redefines my existence. Yes, God's peace resurrects my life. Oh yes, God's joy, well, it's lifting me. It's lifting me. It's lifting me up. God's joy, oh yes, said it's lifting me, lifting me up. See, God
labor in vain.